An ammunition and weapons depot in Russian-occupied Sorokine, Luhansk region was struck. Secondary explosions can be heard. Sorokine is around 120 kilometers, 75 miles from the current front line. And with almost certainty, we can say that the target is struck with the use of HIMARS and US-supplied Atacms missiles.
Просто пипец. Твою мать! Что это происходит?
This morning, Ukrainian Su-24M Mr-type aircraft launched 6 Storm Shadow-type winged missiles from their nearest deployment zone, 267 kilometers away, targeting the Russian Air Defense's 3rd Radio Technical Regiment at the AI Petri Mountain in occupied Crimea. According to widespread information, this strike resulted in significant damage to the base and also killed the commander of the Russian military unit 85683, Alexander Kulikov.
The stock market is unpredictable. Economic turmoil is on the rise, but gold always shines as a safe haven. Meet Bishop Gold Group, America's trusted precious metals dealer, which offers a refuge from financial uncertainty. Protect your retirement from the looming threats of taxes and penalties by investing in gold. It's time to safeguard your wealth by converting stocks and retirement funds into gold. Unlike volatile digital assets, holding physical gold puts security directly in your hands. Bishop Gold Group has guided thousands in securing their retirement with the stability of precious metals. Mention this ad and receive up to $10,000 in free silver with a qualified purchase. Don't wait for the next market crash. Call Bishop Gold Group today. Secure your wealth with Bishop Gold Group. Call now.
Ukrainian military journalist Yuri Butusov's assessment of the situation in Kharkiv Oblast. He says Russian advances have slowed now that they are running into defensive positions and their losses are increasing, though he says that some of existing fortifications were built in the wrong locations. He says the commander of OTU Kharkiv has been replaced, and the situation is complex but improving. To hear something like that from Butusov himself is rather optimistic. The situation on the Russian onslaught in Kharkiv region at 5 on May 13th. During the day, the enemy started fighting in the border villages of Deep and Staritsa in the Kharkiv direction. But the occupation of the village completely failed. For them, the infantry battles are heavier. The enemy is trying to get to the village of Lipsy, but he could not get to the village. In the direction of Voisin, the enemy entered the outskirts of Voashansk, on the edge of the streets and the Voishansky meat processing plant. But the city remains practically completely under our control. Advancing deep into the enemy has not been allowed. Under Vovson's Waukom, our artillery and drones effectively work on infantry, and the losses of the opponent are significant. I'm here so I see the situation with my own eyes. The city is stepping up defense. The enemy is actively acting. Groups of infantry are trying to penetrate our combat orders in different areas. Under An's Kikom Russians on May 12th for the first-time attack. Several tanks with Trelami, but the attack was repelled. In almost all directions on May 12th, the Russians tried to advance, but everywhere they met resistance of Ukrainian troop. And now the enemy is forced to conduct attacks. Faced VNTH, the elimination of our combat orders, and the need to attack strong points that prevent further advancement. Enemy heist, the ability to maneuver. And now the losses of the Russians began to grow sharply. On the first day of the onset, the comma of the OTU Kharkiv was charged due to same problems. The new commander is a man of experience and competence. Leadership and awareness are improving, but not as fast as I would like. Management and organization at the highest level is our primary and key problem. On ammunition, our troops provide the artillery shells. According to people, there are problems with low components, but the enemy does not have multiple Advade GE-1. Regarding the fortresses, they are built in the Kharkiv director, but to these borders, the enemy did not come. Defensive boundaries are for some reason not tied to tactically advantageous height. Basic battles continue where the positions are not equipped, and it must be broken now. That's why there is a misunderstanding in the troops that the fortresses are not exactly where they are needed, and why we have to dig into landings ourselves again, in the direction of Voansk. The city to defense is not prepared. No details yet, but it's no secret to the enemy, as locals are not displaced and enemy drones often fly by. Regarding the actions of our troops, experienced commanders and units are there, organizing defense, defining the front E. Interaction emerges and improve. The chaos on the broad front has not been completely overcome, but the situation is getting tauter. The situation remains comply. Russian troops have the initiative on account of general numerous advantage, pre-planned actions on a broad front, but there are no preconditions for the breakthrough of our front at the moment. Forecast on the enemy's actions for the day. Russians will try to move further into the zone of the residential development of Vodansk, move towards Stad-Esa, cling to the construction of Liptiv and Timovov. The battle continues. The enemy continues to act actively, the situation is very tense. All units in the direction desperately need drones. Footage reportedly from the Kharkiv region of northeastern Ukraine showing a Kraken Special Forces unit with the Ukrainian Main Directorate of Intelligence coming under heavy Russian artillery bombardment near the front line. Against the background of the offensive of Russian troops in the north of the Kharkiv region, the commander of the operational grouping of troops, Kharkiv, was replaced. Brigadier General Mikhailo Drapati was appointed instead of Yuri Galushkin. Drapati was deputy chief of the General Staff and former commander of the operational grouping of troops Kherson. The F-16 fighters that Denmark is transferring to Ukraine will be under the control of the Ukrainian Air Force within a month, states Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen. F-16 from Denmark will be in the air over Ukraine within a month, said Frederiksen. It's worth noting that Denmark is set to transfer 19 fighters to Ukraine. In 2023, under the leadership of the Netherlands and Denmark, an aviation coalition was formed with the aim of transferring modern F-16 fighters to Ukraine. Furthermore, the first group of Ukrainian pilots successfully completed their basic training program in the United Kingdom and has already begun training on F-16s in Denmark. Recently, the Minister of Defense of the Netherlands, Kajsa Ollongren, stated that Denmark may begin delivering the fighters this summer.
Don't forget to mention this ad and receive up to $10,000 in free silver with a qualified purchase. Don't wait for the next market crash. Call Bishop Gold Group today. The link is in the description.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.